August 9th, Jerusalem Road, south to Beartown Mountain Road. We wanted to hike from Beartown Mountain Road south to meet where we had turned around, where we had camped last time near Mount Wilcox South Shelter. We were driving on Beartown Mountain Road, which is a dirt road in Beartown Mountain State Park. The road was very rough on the car, and we had to drive over 3 swamps where the water was over the road. We did not see any signs for the trail along the road, not even a clear path where the trail crossed. We had been driving for 2 hours before finding a trail that crossed the road on another dirt road called Jerusalem Road in the town of Tyringham. We headed north on the trail toward Beartown Mountain Road, up a very steep climb up the trail that snaked up the hill, only to arrive at the top with no views. Then we descended into some overgrown brush and into a swamp with lots of mosquitoes. We finally arrived at Beartown Mountain Road. We were not surprised that we could not see it from the road because it was all grown in and there was nothing here to mark the trail, not even a tree with a blaze on it. It must have been around 80 degrees today with high humidity when we reached the road and crossed it back into a beautiful hemlock forest. We had passed 3 male thru-hikers and a female thru-hiker who was heading into the town of Tyringham for her mail drop pickup. One of the men was heading all the way to Goose Pond Shelter today. We met another hiker going south. He was an older man with tiny neon running shorts and nothing else. This was a hard hike, and our feet and back were aching. We had run out of water because we had thought that we could filter water on the trail. But after Dave was pumping water at a stream for what had felt like hours, we had finally accepted the truth that the pump was indeed broken. We saw a couple of really large birds on the trail. One was in the swamp and may have been a crane or a heron. Later, we saw what looked like a vulture or an eagle flying over us. August 22nd, Beartown Mountain Road south to our campsite near Mount Wilcox South Shelter. It was a nice low humidity day today, and it was really starting to cool down at night. We flew into Pittsfield. It will be our last flight with the Tomahawk. We rented a car, then drove to Beartown Mountain Road. The trail started out very wet. The ground was soaked due to the heavy thunderstorm and heavy rain in this area the days before. The trail immediately began to climb up steeply. We hiked through an area of hemlock trees and then into the hardwoods with lots of ferns. We reached Mount Wilcox North Lean-To. It was 0.3 of a mile down a hill off the AT. It was a small shelter with a tenting area, no platforms here, a privy, and a bear box. In the front of the lean-to was a fire pit and a stream that was the water source, which was full of water. We climbed back up to the AT, then immediately descended to a beaver pond. We saw the beaver dam and the beaver lodge. The trail then climbed again from the pond to the hill where we had camped in June. Dave had found the tent site and was feeling like we should be camping here tonight. The area looked different this time. It was very wet, lots of mud, and even the ground where we had set up our tent was wet. It was a good thing that we were not backpacking here today. The trail was hard due to the mud and water on the trail. I had slipped inside the lean-to while talking to a thru-hiker. Dave had fallen into the water while crossing the stream that went into the beaver pond, hitting his knee on a boulder. He had thought that he broke his knee. The first autumn leaves were on the trail. What a difference a couple of months can make in the trail condition. We had seen a lot of mushrooms, Indian pipe, a few newts, some small frogs, and we had heard some birds during our hike. August 31st, Route 2 south to Mount Prospect Trail Junction. This was a very hard hike. The trail went straight up on a very steep climb from the notch on Patterson Road to the junction of Mount Prospect Trail. We saw a couple of men hiking from Maine south to Georgia. At the top, we reach a rocky ledge with a beautiful view of North Adams Airport. Dave saw an eagle soaring around the cliff. We saw a chipmunk and heard some songbirds. We heard planes taking off and landing at the airport most of the trail up and back down. It was a beautiful day with temperatures in 70s and clear skies.